Hi guys, in this video we're going to pick up on step number 5, which is quite a bit. It's a function that returns a decimal number and you need to round it to two numbers. Given two spheres, calculate the slope. So we are returning a decimal number and we can call it slope decimal. Okay. Now it's given two spheres, so we added a parameter, and it's a gallery class and it's a sphere, and I say sphere 1, and I can do that for sphere 2 as well. So we've got two sphere objects, and we can now calculate the slope. So the slope is going to be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now, every time you convert, this is supposed to return a decimal number, and spheres have 4 whole numbers. So every time you convert a decimal number to a whole number, it takes quite a bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to create two whole number variables called y difference, set it to anything, and I'm going to create a variable for x difference. Okay. And my y difference is going to equal the spheres y2 minus spheres 2 y1. Or, yeah, actually spheres 2 y minus sphere 1's y. Sorry about that. So to do that, you can click in sphere 1 and get x. No. We want to do sphere 2's get y math minus any number, and sphere 1 get y. So the y difference is spheres 2 y, which is y2, and sphere 1's y, which is y1. So we're doing the same thing with the x difference. Get x from sphere 2, math minus sphere 1's get x. Okay? So you should have sphere 2 minus sphere 1, and so on. So now we can create a variable which is going to be the slope, and it's decimal number. And now we noticed you can't just drag y difference into here because you have to convert it to a decimal number. So here we have y difference, and we're doing this number math divided by you have to do the same thing, convert x difference. Okay, so that would be our slope, but if we returned this slope, you'll notice that it's actually not rounded to two places. Let's take a look and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to disable these, and I'm going to have the Panda say the slope of 1, 1 and 2, 3 equals, and I'm going to say plus this time a decimal number, and functions in this say slope decimal with sphere and sphere 2. Now if I call this right now, sphere x and y is 0 because you set them to 0 here, and we never called the constructor. Same thing with sphere 2. So we have to enable the constructors so that when we hit run, we say 1, 1, 2, 3, and it says 2.0. And of course, that should be 2.0. So let's rerun it. And we choose 1, 1. And let's choose 4, 3. Notice it gives 0.66 repeating. Now we want it rounded to 2 places. So in here, if you remember on Friday, we have to do a little bit of extra work. There is an option in here called round. And you can round slope. But that will round it to a whole number. So 0.66 rounded to a whole number would be 1, which is not the correct slope. So what we are doing is a simple calculation of multiplying the slope times 100. And we are rounding that. So if we had 0.66 times 100, that's 66. Well, and this was 0.66666 times 100 is 66.66. Multiply that by 100, and you're rounding it, it'd be roughly 67. Now, the slope isn't 67. It's the rounded answer, math, divided by 100. So you have 67 divided by 100 is 0.67. So let's hit run. We'll test it out. 1, 1, and 4, 3, 0.67. Success!